It was just revealed that a Fallout TV series is being produced in cooperation between Amazon, Bethesda Game Studios, and Kilter Films. And the fact that Fallout is finally hitting our TV screens is actually pretty big, considering in the past, Fallout was going to get its own movie, but the idea was ultimately scrapped, but after 2 decades, it's finally getting its own TV show. And the producers behind this one, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joyce, are the same people responsible for the highly acclaimed Westworld, both as the executive producers and their other show, Person of Interest, which is also a highly acclaimed TV show. So you can say that they have the right team to really bring a true to form Fallout series that actually delivers on people's expectations. And when you think about it, many shows that have been produced for Amazon that have been based off of novels or comic books, like Man in High Castle and The Boys, have been pretty close to the real thing. Now, not much is currently known about the show right now, but Bethesda did release an article on Bethesda.net explaining more about the show and just giving more details on how it came to be. It's said by Todd Howard that over the last decade, Bethesda have been looking at many ways to bring Fallout to the screen, and a couple years ago, most likely after the release of Fallout 4, which was a huge financial success, Jonathan and Lisa, along with Kilter Films, approached Bethesda on making a TV show. And from that moment that happened, Todd knew that they were the right people for the job. Most likely, though, they had to agree on a budget and a lot of the legal aspects that come along with working with Amazon and Kilter Films. But it shows us that this project has been in the works for a while, or at least the idea of it has been. You can sort of say that the success of Netflix's Witcher series in cooperation with CD Projekt Red probably played a big part in greenlighting a Fallout TV show, since they saw how successful The Witcher was, and it proved that a TV show based on a video game could be successful with the right team. Now, as far as information goes on the show, it's still in pre-production, and we probably won't be seeing it for a couple years, since Kilter Films is currently working on pre-production on another technological series called The Peripheral, that also happens to be set in an alternate future where technology has subtly changed society, and a woman discovers a secret connection to an alternate reality, as well as a dark future of her own. And the premise sounds really good and in tune with what the Fallout story is, that's set in a future after and really during a horrible event that's Fallout's nuclear wasteland. There isn't any word on whether or not any scripts have been sent to Kilter Films and Amazon for approval, but most likely we won't be seeing the show for years. And I'm talking 3 or maybe even 4 years, because you gotta remember, with how things are in the world, without saying it, you can kind of imagine production on both projects have been halted significantly. Finally, before I get into the speculation about the show, when they talked about the overall tone, the world, and the story of the show, they described it as the world of Fallout being one where the future is envisioned by Americans in the late 1940s and explodes upon itself throughout a nuclear war in 2077. Now, anyone who's ever played a Fallout game should probably know that by now, but then it goes on to say that the magic of the Fallout world being the harshness of the wasteland set against the previous generation's utopian ideas of a better future through nuclear energy. It is serious in a harsh tone, yet sprinkled in moments of ironic humor and B-movie nuclear fantasies. Now, based on that, it looks like the show will have its darker moments like Westworld, which is known for having a darker futuristic tone, sort of in line with Fallout, which, if you've ever seen, includes lots of gunfights, dramatic speeches, nudity, and a bunch of other stuff. It's probably why Todd Howard trusts John and Lisa for directing the series, since overall the tone and the writing of Westworld parallels with a lot of the themes of Fallout. Other than that, that's really all we know, which is where I get into the speculation part of this video. Whereas the most important question that we're all thinking is, when and where will this TV show take place? Will it take place directly after the bomb stop and you get to see how people react and survive after this? Maybe we get a flashback of how things were before the world ended, like in Fallout 4? Or will it take place 100 years later after the bombs dropped, somewhere in America where society has risen from the ashes? And we've seen it in Fallout games, with the height of the progress in the post-war society being in the West Coast, where things have honestly probably gone the best in terms of actually rebuilding society and really what America once was. Now, a lot of people are actually speculating that it could take place in the West Coast, since Bethesda has mainly gone into the East Coast. I would doubt they would do something like that, considering that, with how things went with Fallout New Vegas, we don't really know how things really ended over there. And how it is right now, I mean, the fan base is still pretty mad about Fallout 76. I haven't really played the new expansion, so I can't comment whether or not it was good or not. But generally speaking, a lot of people would be pretty angry. They went on over and they did a continuation of the West Coast story of Fallout through a TV show. That wouldn't be a very smart move. The area I could see it taking place the most, though, would probably be in Chicago in the Midwest. Because when you think about it, we really have no idea how that area fared in comparison to the rest of the American wasteland. We got a glimpse of how things went in Fallout Tactics and some information in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, but since Bethesda acquired the Fallout IP, it isn't considered canon, at least the story isn't. It doesn't mean that they couldn't borrow a couple things from that storyline to help make the show, since at the time it was actually well received, and a lot of people have been asking about that area. And the final question being, what is the story going to be like? Will it be more like the original Fallout games? Or will the story be more like Fallout New Vegas, which really captured and established what Fallout was about? And, when you think about it, it really explored the philosophies and the ideals of the wasteland. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Fallout TV show. What do you think is going to be set? And what do you think the story is going to be like? And if you liked the video and you found it informative, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.